You will never achieve the body you want if you first don't make the mental commitment. I can guarantee that everyone who is watching this video knows exactly what to do in order to get a six pack or even just get in better shape. You might be saying, oh, that's just ignorant of me to say that. I know that you need to stop drinking alcohol every single weekend. I know that you need to stop going through the fast food drive-thru every fucking day. I know that you need to stop half-assing your workouts or really just get to the gym in general. You guys don't have an information problem. You guys have an application problem. You've watched the YouTube videos, you've watched the TikToks, the Instagram reels, even the fucking TED Talks. You've done all the research, but you're still not taking action. It's because you're not willing to give up comfort in order to reach your goals. You think that you can just get your six pack to show if you just keep all of your shitty habits and just keep doing what you've always been doing. There's a reason why 99% of men have a beer gut and not a single armband in sight. If nothing changes, nothing is going to change. You are so comfortable in your current situation and you're scared of what the unknown could be like. Sure, you might be unhappy with your situation, the way your body looks, the way you feel, but you're not doing anything about it. So that just implies that you're comfortable. It's because you're scared of change. I was in that position at one point as well. I was working at a place that I really didn't like. I was only working there because it was super close to my home and the pay was decent. And I didn't want to have to find another job because one, I was scared of rejection. Two, I didn't want to learn more skills because of the fear of not being good enough at the new job and just really not being good enough. Eventually, I realized that it just wasn't worth it anymore than that. If I wanted to make a change in my life, make my situation better, I had to get a new job. And I'd rather do anything than work at that previous place. And that's what a lot of people struggle with. They would rather be unhappy in their current situation, but have it be predictable, than face the unknown. And that's really what's holding you back. You are living in fear, which sounds crazy when it comes to getting in shape, but that's really only a part of the puzzle. But look, man, what I'm trying to say is that you can achieve the body you want. You are capable. It's just that you haven't made the mental commitment yet. You just don't want it bad enough. You'd rather keep your alcohol, your weed, your ice cream, your fast food, your fucking pizza, your nights of partying. You'd rather have those things than get in shape and have a six pack and feel confident in your body. Which, I mean, it's okay, but you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, you can't tell people that you wanna achieve X, Y, Z, but you're not willing to give up any sort of comfort or have any sacrifices. Do you want to be like everyone else? All talk, no action? Some people do, and that's okay. We need those type of people in this world. But what you need to realize is that your situation will not change unless you do. If you want to change in your physique, then you're going to have a change in your habits, in your daily routine, and your lifestyle as a whole. You don't need to give up absolutely everything by any means, but you do need to have a mental shift. You need to make that mental commitment first. If you aren't mentally committed and have that self-belief yet, then you are not going to last. You are not going to make it. You're gonna fall on your face and get nowhere. And some of you guys think that anyone who is ripped, jacked, has a six pack, just lives some sort of miserable life, that they're just boring all the time. And really that's just a limiting belief. That's just you trying to justify to yourself why you're not in shape. The enjoyment is in the journey, in the progression. You guys think that eating like shit and partying on the weekends is what enjoyment is like. You think that you're living your best life. And yeah, sure, in the moment you're gonna feel like that. But what about all the other moments when you're not eating like shit, not drunk as fuck, not doing drugs, not watching Netflix, just when you're not doing anything that gives you pleasure? How do you feel at the other parts of the day? You living your best life is doing something that gives you purpose. And like, look, man, I've been there too. When I was super drunk or high on some sort of drug or something, I would always tell myself, man, this is awesome. I'm living my best life. I'm living in the moment. But then when that moment passes and reality sets back in, I'm like, damn, is this really my life? My goal is to party on the weekends. I was chasing pleasure over purpose, and that is such a big mistake a lot of men make. But really, I was just chasing the wrong shit, and a lot of you guys are as well. That's the commitment you guys aren't willing to make. You guys aren't capable of killing your previous self, your ego, in order to make a change. You aren't willing to level up because you're scared of change. Like, you're so used to being fat and unhappy that it's just so predictable for you that you don't want to change. It's like you don't even care anymore. It's basically the norm. And you see everyone else around you in the same situation, so you're like, oh, I guess this is just life. It doesn't have to be, bro. You think that you have to make all these sort of sacrifices in order to get ripped. But really, they aren't sacrifices. It's just giving up pleasure and comfort for discomfort and growth. When people say they don't want to make sacrifices, it means they don't want to be uncomfortable. But what a lot of people fail to realize is that living in comfort is the sacrifice. Because you will never progress. You will never know what you're capable of if you're always comfortable, always doing what you feel like doing. If you want to get ripped, then you need to stop falling for these lies of comfort. Stop falling for the lie that comfort is good and that struggle should be avoided. That if something is hard, that means you're doing something wrong. If it's hard for you, then that means you should do it. If it's hard for you to not go through the fast food drive-thru and go home and prep your meals, then that means you should do it. You guys are always taking the path of least resistance, and that's never going to progress you as an individual. Your brain is so conditioned to always go down the path of least resistance, which is why most people never achieve the things they want in life. Include getting ripped. Include getting the body they want. It's not like they're not capable. It's just that they don't want it bad enough. They aren't willing to give up comfort for discomfort. Not willing to face the unknown. Not willing to change. Not willing to put in any sort of effort. And that's another thing. People will join the gym and just half-ass all of their workouts and expect to see great results. You know, I give them some sort of props for joining the gym in the first place and taking the time. But what they are missing is the mental commitment. that it's going to be hard. And there's going to come a time when you're not motivated to go to the gym, when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, but you still need to get it done. But so many of you guys don't think that far ahead. You're just so focused on the current motivation that you don't even plan for times when you're not motivated to go to the gym. And when those times come, you're not prepared. So you just fall off. That's why you need to make the mental commitment to yourself and understand that it is going to be difficult and you are not always going to want to go to the gym. You are not always going to want to prep your meals. But what you need to understand is that if you want to achieve the things you want in life, including the body you want, you need to do shit whether or not you feel like it. I say that all the time, but it is so fucking true. Again, you guys are just so used to the path of least resistance that when shit starts to get hard, when you start to feel a little bit resistance, when you start to feel a little bit of resistance, a little bit of a struggle, you just turn the other way. When you don't feel like going to the gym, you don't go. That's why you guys need someone there to hold you accountable, because clearly you can't do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself, but you're just not doing it. You're definitely capable. And when I started, I 100% wish I had someone by my side, not only to keep me accountable and make sure I was getting the shit done, but also that I wasn't wasting my time. I remember when I first started, for my first couple years of lifting, my workouts were fucking dog shit. I was overtraining so much. I was doing like 2 hours of chest or like one muscle group for like 2 hours. And that was just way too much. I thought more was better. And that's just not always the case. Not to mention I wasn't even eating enough or eating properly. I remember I would get out of class, go to work, be done with everything around 9:30. And a lot of the times I wouldn't go to the gym just because I was so fucking tired. And looking back, if I went to the gym, I would use the excuse of, oh, I've had a long day. I still have homework to do. I gotta be up early in the morning. I would use those excuses to not go to the gym. And that shit just held me back. It just delayed the time that it took me to actually get to where I am today. I would say, oh, my workouts aren't gonna be as efficient. It's just gonna be a waste of my time. But really just getting to the gym and getting a workout done was what I needed to do to build that resilient mindset. Just the idea of doing something whether or not I feel like it. That's the mindset shift that it needed to instill in me. And I have that mindset now 100%, but I probably could have had it a couple years earlier than when I got it now. And I can say from experience that going to the gym or just getting a task done that you don't feel like doing, that is going to be what sets you up for the rest of your life. Not only for the gym, but also anything in life. Like, it's at the point now where I don't even think about going to the gym. I literally just do it. And I give it my max effort just because I am so used to pushing myself in the gym that it's just second nature. I never catch myself trying to justify why I shouldn't go to the gym. I just don't listen to the inner bitch in my head anymore. It's basically gone. But all in all, you are capable of getting ripped and achieving the body you want. It's just whether or not you're willing to make that commitment yet. And most of you aren't, and that's why most of you aren't gonna get ripped. I'm sorry. You guys need to stop giving into that inner bitch in your mind that is always telling you not to do things you don't feel like doing. You know exactly what you need to do. It's not an information problem, it's an application problem. So make the commitment and just keep the promises you make to yourself. And in a few years or even just 1 year, you are gonna be a completely different person. I can guarantee you that.